So today I want to touch on a topic that I feel like many don't speak about: men who suffer from abuse. In order to do so, I wanted to share an anonymous story that I read online by John. Let's get to it. John, he didn't ever think he would find himself in an abusive relationship. Growing up, he had been taught that men should be strong, protective, and resilient. When he met Sarah, which is not her real name, he thought he found his perfect match. She was kind, loving, and made him feel special. But as time went on, things began to change. At first, it was small things. Sarah would criticize his appearance or make passive-aggressive remarks about his career. He brushed it off, thinking it was just stress. But the criticism slowly escalated. She would belittle him in front of his friends, accuse him of being inadequate, sometimes even push him or grab him into anger. Every time John would speak to her, she would get very tearful, apologize, and promise to change, making him feel guilty for even bringing it up. The emotional abuse continued to the point where John became withdrawn and unsure of himself. He lost touch with his friends and began feeling isolated. At work, he couldn't concentrate. The constant emotional turmoil was exhausting him. He felt trapped. He didn't feel able to escape the cycle of emotional manipulation and control. His confidence disappeared, and he started questioning whether he was the problem, not her. One night, things escalated after an argument. Sarah grabbed him by the collar, shoving him into the wall. John felt the pain of the physical blow, but more than the pain, he felt humiliated. He had never imagined that his relationship would turn violent. However, this particular incident made John realize that he needed to do something. John knew he couldn't stay silent about the abuse any longer, but the shame he felt of being a man in an abusive relationship made it harder for him to seek help. He worried about what his family and friends would think, especially as society often don't talk about male victims of domestic abuse. His emotional and physical scars cannot be ignored anymore. John found the courage to reach out to a local support group for male victims of domestic abuse, as well as supporting John with much needed therapy and counseling. They referred him to NCDV, which is the National Center for Domestic Violence, to get an injunction. The support of the local organization and the NCDV, John was able to see that he was not alone in his situation. Many men face similar struggles, but often feel shame and humiliation as John did. John was successful in getting his injunction, knowing that he had the protection of the courts that he had been believed gave him the courage to leave the relationship. Today, John is working on rebuilding his sense of self-worth. It hasn't been easy, but he is no longer ashamed to talk about his experience. John's story is a reminder that domestic abuse knows no gender, and seeking help is a crucial step toward regaining one's life and dignity.